Stephen A. Smith, a voice that resonates across the sports world, he's never been one to hold back. Recently, he ignited a crucial debate, a firestorm of discussion surrounding the WNBA's handling of its newest sensation, Caitlin Clark. Stephen A.'s searing criticism wasn't just another hot take. It was a resounding wake-up call, his core point. The league seemingly failed to fully embrace and capitalize on its most electrifying new star. Could you imagine if your company was not able to capitalize on the best person of your team? It would be stupid, right? Consider this, a player so dynamic, so undeniably marketable, that she's packing stadiums and pulling in record-breaking TV ratings. Caitlin Clark isn't just a standout player, she's a phenomenon. A generational talent capable of elevating women's basketball to unprecedented heights. She's the kind of player young girls can look up to, and to see the WNBA not maximize this opportunity is disheartening. Yet, instead of maximizing her meteoric rise, the WNBA's initial response felt, well, lukewarm, almost hesitant. Fans everywhere are left wondering, is this league truly serious about capitalizing on this golden opportunity? Are they truly committed to growing its brand and reaching new audiences? The question remains, are you willing to admit it was a mistake not to go all in? But Smith didn't just point out missed opportunities. He raised the alarm about what's at stake. The WNBA stands at a pivotal moment, one that could define its trajectory for years to come. If they continue to mismanage Clark's stardom, the league risks squandering the biggest opportunity it has ever had to reach a broader, more diverse audience. She's more than just a player, she's a cultural bridge. What happens if they keep underplaying her impact? How do you justify sidelining the most marketable star to enter the league in decades? It's not about diminishing the contributions of other WNBA players, absolutely not. These women are incredible athletes who have paved the way for today's stars. But let's be honest and say that until Caitlin Clark came along, not everyone cared. When Stephen A. Smith speaks, it's not just noise. It's an event that shakes up the conversation. And this time, his sharp critique put the WNBA on blast, particularly its leadership. His frustration boiled over as he dissected how the league has failed to fully embrace Caitlin Clark's arrival, a player whose performances have shattered expectations and electrified the basketball world. You've got to ask yourself, what can you learn from this? Imagine the possibilities if the WNBA had gone in the opposite direction. The level of exposure they could have had, facilitating an even stronger position to get what they deserve. But they didn't, and why not? It's almost baffling. But let's dive deeper on the way Clark's milestones were received. Look at the awards. Forbes 30 Under 30, SBJ Sports Person of the Year, AP Female Athlete of the Year, Even Time Athlete of the Year. And she's proactively boosting women's sports through high-profile appearances and speaking engagements. But how did the WNBA respond? Silence, a missed opportunity. Imagine the WNBA actually promoting these events. That would be a massive exposure. And then there's the Rookie of the Year award. Other players received grand celebrations for their achievements, but for Clark, a routine phone call. No major announcement, no big production, just another opportunity squandered. Fans noticed the disparity, and they weren't quiet about it. It's baffling, isn't it? You can't make this stuff up. So the question now is, why is the WNBA dragging its feet when it comes to promoting the very player who could lead them into a new era? And more importantly, how long can they afford to keep making the same mistakes before it costs them everything? This isn't just about a player, it's about an identity and about the league's vision. Stephen A. Smith's explosive take wasn't just another headline. It was the truth that many fans and analysts had been thinking for months. His words perfectly captured the growing frustration within the WNBA community. The league's lack of promotion and its failure to capitalize on the momentum that Clark has generated is palpable. Smith made it clear this wasn't just a few PR missteps. The real problem, a league that seems hesitant or even confused about how to embrace its top-tier talent. In a time when sports are driven by marketable superstars, Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's biggest draw. Yet instead of amplifying this, the WNBA seems to be downplaying her success, almost as if it's afraid to acknowledge her full impact. Why is that? It elevated television ratings. It elevated attendance. It elevated franchise value. This should be a success story. So why is the WNBA resisting talking about it, acknowledging it, and embracing it? That's exactly why Stephen A. Smith's passionate critique hits so hard. The stakes couldn't be higher. The WNBA is at a crucial turning point, and fans aren't just spectators in this. They are stakeholders. They are demanding more from the league. They want a clear plan for growth, consistent messaging that celebrates their biggest stars, and most importantly, a leadership team that understands the importance of this moment. Without these things, even the most groundbreaking stars can only do so much. What happens if the WNBA keeps fumbling these chances? The risk isn't just a missed opportunity, it's stagnation. Stephen A. wasn't just offering criticism. He was putting the league on notice. You need to wake up. Caitlin Clark represents the future of women's basketball. She's more than just a talented newcomer. She's a generational player who can elevate the WNBA to new heights. But for that to happen, the league must decide if it's ready to fully embrace her rise, or it's going to continue making the same old mistakes. You reap what you sow. And the frustration surrounding the league's leadership reached new heights. When Commissioner Kathy Gilbert took center stage on national television, fans and players alike were eager to hear a strong, decisive leader lay out a compelling vision for the future of the WNBA. Instead, what they got was a collection of vague remarks that left more questions than answers. Is the person driving the bus driving in the right direction? Take her 60 Minutes interview, where Gilbert was asked about Caitlin Clark's unprecedented impact on the game. Her response, "No league is ever about one player." While technically true, the comment felt dismissive, almost as if she was deliberately downplaying Clark's significance. Don't you think that Clark deserves praise? What do you think? The disconnect became even more glaring during her CNBC Power Lunch appearance, where she spoke about rivalries as a key factor in driving viewership. This lack of substance didn't sit well with fans or players, many of whom have been calling for tangible changes, not just PR spent. The interview only reinforced the growing perception that the league's leadership isn't fully in tune with what's actually happening on the court. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you never miss out. Click the video on the screen. See ya.